Hi everyone. I wanted to show you where I'm at. As you all have been, if you've been watching my tutorials, you've seen that we did the core to the doll, and we applied our polymer clay on for the torso. I wanted to show you so far of what I've done with the torso, but I still have some areas that I still have to fill in and form a little bit better, but I wanted to show you the back, how to go about it. And then as I have this going, then I will go back and I will do the upper part of where I'm not really happy with. But I wanted to show you this. And there was something else that I wanted to share with you. Now this is just kind of like a guideline for me. When I first started sculpting, I always had a lot of problems in the shoulder area and in the breast or the chest area. And what I found was when I started observing pictures, I noticed that if you measure, and let me just get my little ruler here. Now, like I said, this is a guideline because it's going to all depend on what kind of a frame of a doll that you're going for. If you're going for a real thin doll, then this wouldn't really apply. You would just make it less. But anyways, I found that if you take the closest to the furthest part of the back and the furthest part out from the breast, and if you measure that, what I found is that it will be about the size of your head, the length of it. And that really helped me out when I figured that out. Okay, I wanted to just share that with you. The other thing that I wanted to tell you was in my tutorials, there's going to be times that you might see gloves on me, and that's because I have worked with my clay with cleaning it, and I put gloves on to towards the end of my doll so that I can really keep it clean. Okay, on this paper, I'm going to just quickly show you because I'm going to really try to not make this video very long like the last one. Okay, for many of you that don't know how to do the your armature of size, I will be putting this on my website. I have one here that I've just drawn out all my little sketches and everything, and then I started to put it on a piece of paper. What you do is measure your doll's head. The length of it, like mine is 2.5 centimeters long and 2 centimeters wide. Okay, when I measure that, I get a box. And then I divide it in half. Then your half for the nose, divide another half from this halfway mark to the chin. And then you will get your nose. Then divide from the nose to the chin and you'll get your mouth. From here, now if you want to draw in your head, here's a way that I would do it. Measure from this point to the center and get your halfway mark and put a dot there. Measure here to here and get your halfway here. Okay, now what you're going to do is the head, the top of the head's going to come up a little bit over your square box, and then go ahead and start drawing your head in. But you kind of match up your open space here. And then you just go ahead and you just draw it in however you want it, if you just want to play with it. Okay, for the neck line starts at the mouth. So I would draw this down. Okay, from the chin to the breast, which that would be 2 heads. You want to divide this by 3. You want to get 3 equal parts, and this way your first line will be the starting of your shoulder, and then the second line would be the starting of the breast. And then the third line would actually be the end of that second head, but the breast will go a little bit below that head line. You have another head from the breast to the waist, to the waist, to the groin. From the groin is a thigh. That would be 5 heads. 6 heads from the thigh to the knee. And that would be right about in the middle of the knee. From the knee to the calf is going to be 7 heads. The calf to the ankle bone, the highest ankle bone, which is inside the leg, will be 8 heads. Then from the ankle bone down is a half a head. Now that would be a foot that is flat down on the ground. If you have a doll that is going to have her foot arched up, then that's going to be a different measurement. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the arms, okay? The elbows will be at the waist, and the wrist will be at the groin. The hand is going to be about, it's going to depend on what kind of a doll that you want. The hands are going to be about as long as the thigh, or a little bit less than the thigh. Okay, for the leg. Now I've just drawn this out. This is just a side view because I've had some emails that people have said that they have a lot of problems with legs, and I'm trying to get it in my head of how I can show you in an easy way of sculpting it. So I have just drawn this out, and as I sculpt, I will be explaining to you how I do the leg. Okay, let's get on with the back. Okay, the back. Now I've drawn some black lines in here, and one line is going to be right up here at the edge of the neck. Another line is going to come up towards about in the middle of the shoulder, from this line to this line. Okay, then I've got a little like a arch, and it comes from this line, okay, into the breast. So if you're looking at somebody from the back, you would just see the side of the breast. Okay, then you have the waist. And from the waist, you're going to come down, and of course you're going to start rounding that off. And your halfway mark comes down. Okay, now you're going to, for me to say what the distance is or anything, I don't know. It's going to depend on you, because I like a longer torso than I think most people. I don't know. So what I do is I take this at this point into about the center of what the butt cheek the buttocks, okay? And then I just make an arch. And same thing, just make an arch. Now, you don't have to be perfect on that because these are just guidelines for you. Okay, now let's get to the torso. Okay, here's the back. And I have already put in my center line, and I've had to do this off camera because I've explained this to you before, that it's hard for me to see these lines with the camera right in front of me. Okay, I did have to add some clay in this area because my armature was actually, I could see a little bit of the armature, so I had to add some clay. And I've drawn my halfway mark, and then I have my waist, okay, and then comes my other line, and then comes my other line, which would be in about the center of that arm, and then the little arch, having a hard time seeing here. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, and then the arch is going to be, see, like right along that where the breast would be. Okay. Now I'm going to take my tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my clay, and I'm pressing. I'm pressing, but I'm pulling it. Okay, and I'm going to press that up. Press this part up. Okay, now this part is going to go this way. And this is kind of think of like a tube. And I'm not really really concerned with the neck right now. Okay, now I am going to bring this way. And I'm going to bring this area down just a little bit. And then this down. And then I'm going to bring it this way. And then up into the shoulder blade. Bringing it up. Then I'm bringing this out. You don't want a real strong line, but I've got a strong line here because I'm working it all in, and then I will go back in there and I will tone that line down. Okay, there's the waist. I'm bringing it up. Into the back of that rib cage, bringing it up. and around. Okay. And then bringing this area down into the hip. And then this right here and here, I'm going to bring this to where I'm going to smooth it into it, because there isn't really a direction. And then this, bring it down, and then I'm going to bring this into the buttocks. Okay, now I'm just going to take my thumb and I'm just going to work my clay. And just go slow. You know, feel the clay. Just relax with it. Because really, if you just relax into it, your fingers will just do what it's supposed to do. Just let it flow. And then I'm going to bring this down and bring this down. Okay, and then the buttocks, this area right in here, you kind of like pinch that in just a little bit and then round that off. Now this is an area that I really have to be careful with myself. If I don't pay attention to my shoulder where the joint is, the shoulder, I will, as I'm working with the clay, I will start working it to where it actually goes past comes down over my arm. And if I don't pay attention to that, then I'm thinking that it's the shoulder. And then when I start doing the arm, it's like, why is my arm so short? And then I noticed that that's what I was doing. So watch that area when you do it. Same. That's good enough for now. And let's make that a bit more rounder. Okay, and I also, I added a little bit of clay to my shoulders too, right on top here. And the only way that I can explain that to you is that I take some clay and I roll it out, and you can either cut it in like a football shape, or two pieces, like a pie would be. And then I do the pie piece. It just seems like that's just easier for me. And then I just laid it on top. And then I'll work that in. And I'm not really worried about this area because I've got to get the arm going, and then I will get the collarbone in there. And take my clay, bring it down. There's like a little dimple, but I'm just going to show you how to put it in. But I want to clean this up before I start getting into that kind of detail. But there will be like a little dimple. Okay, I'm going to take my clay, I'm going to bring it to out to the cheek of the buttocks. Okay, and this here, the crack is not real deep. If that's the type of doll that you're going for, to where she's real full, then that would be okay. That's the one thing that I like about sculpting, is that you're the creator. And you get to create it any way that you want. There are no rules, and at least not with me. You know, if I was going for a portrait or something like that, I guess there would have to be rules. I don't know. Okay. And I'm going to bring this out to the rib cage. And sometimes you'll even, we'll have to add some clay right here in this area. Because, see, I've got a spot right here that is lower than this spot, and I want it to be more like this. And that's my tendency to, when I hold the clay, see, I'll hold the clay here and I'll start pushing on that. That's a touchy area for me. Okay. Keeping that center line. Now this one, I think I added just a little bit more clay than I did to the other side. Okay, and just, I'm kind of pushing it at an angle, not flat, into the shoulder blade. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay. In an angle, not flat. I just keep putting that line in so that I can focus on where to keep moving that clay, because I don't want to lose that line. And then, like I said, I will tone that line down. Okay. And again, you have this. Let's see if I can do it this way. I'm going to exaggerate it, but there are like little dimples. Now that's exaggerated. Okay, and then just going to smooth this all out. Okay. Oh, my wire is getting hung up here. Okay. And there you have the starting of her back. And the one thing that I would really suggest, and I find that this works so well for me, is that try to keep your clay, work your clay to where you don't have a lot of dips in it. If you see that you've got a lot of dips in it, you're going to either need to add some clay, or you need some manipulating of your clay. But I found that when I got lazy with that, if you want to say, it made myself a lot of work at the end. And to me, it wasn't worth it. We call it like cellulite. You don't want your doll to be bumpy looking, unless that's the type of doll you're going for. Then you would. Okay, pinch that in just a little. And there you have it, you guys. I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done on this. I need to scrape that. I've got some dirt going on again. That is a real problem with polymer clay. And get used to it. See, I've got dirt going on right there. And now that will have to be cut out. You see that gray going? You're going to have to cut that out, because that is like a line in your clay. The little specks, you just pick it out, but those gray lines, you're going to have to cut it out. I don't see my knife here. The other thing I wanted to show you too is that I do have the torso going to show you how I did the armature. I had quite a few requests on that, so I am getting that ready. And here it is. Okay, right here. Let's see. Not good. And when you cut it out, make sure that you get it all. If you see a little bit in there, I mean, it's going to show up when you're done if you don't get it out. Okay, and then see like the little specks of dirt. See, I just go in there and do this. But any of this like that, that's a... See, I mean, I can scrape this and that line just keeps going there. There, now it's coming. Okay. Just scraping that right off. This area right here is kind of deep. I might have to cut that shoulder off again, because I don't like that. And then too, you have to think of it, if you're putting clothes on your doll, you don't have to be really, really particular with the dirt, I guess. I don't know, I am, even though it does have clothes on it, it bothers me. Okay, I wanted to show you that that's how I get the visual of the torso, the back. And then I'm going to show you, remember I said I've got two bodies going. And this is my other one, and I have started the arm. Now I'm going to show you how I do the arms. But now this one here, I'm still working on it, and I'm still working on the torso. I've got it going a little bit better. This is the one that I said that I wasn't happy with the torso. But I see what I'm doing, and I'm starting to like it. It's improving, let me put it that way. Okay. She is going to have her hand on her hip, but I'm going to show you how I connect it to the body. It's not like what I've got going here, but in other words, when I used to do it, sometimes when I would cook it, your clay would pop off of the your body, and then it would kind of ruin your pose. So I figured out a way for myself to not have that happen anymore. So when I get ready to do the arms, I'm going to go and clean up my other torso. I'm going to add some clay here. Here's the back. Now you see how my armature is showing right in here, so I have to add clay here. I have to add some clay in here like I did on my other one, and I'll build all that up, clean it up, and hopefully we can get on to the arms. But I'm not sure, I might be showing the legs next, because the arms, once I do, especially this arm, I really want it to stay in position. I don't want to be really handling it like I'd be working on the legs. So I think I will be doing the legs next. And then her other arm, I'm planning on having it kind of out. She's going to be twisted a little bit. This leg is going to be her supporting leg. This is going to be bent up. It's going to be a simple little pose for you. But I wanted to just show you how to get going with the back of the torso. And I hope that this has helped you. And like I said, I'm trying not to make it a real long video, but I'm trying to give you as much information as I possibly can. And I know I've left out a lot, but I'll get it in the next video. Okay, there's that. And she's coming along pretty good. It's just keeping it clean. That's the hardest part. Not the sculpting. Keeping it clean. See, there's her side view. And see, I think I'd like to come down just a little bit. And then, of course, her leg will come out, and it'll look more. It won't look like it's protruding so much. Okay, I think I covered everything that I wanted to, and like I said, I will put this up for you guys. I just need to outline it so that you can see it. I'll put it up on my website. You can go on there and you can copy it, and use it for your own reference. But like I've said to all of you, I'm not an artist that can draw, so these drawings are my own drawings, and they are not perfect by no means. But have fun with it. They work for me, and hopefully they'll work for you as well. So until then, I will be back, and we will be working on the legs. Everybody have a great day.